Episode 6 of The Penguin continues the fine work of the previous 5 episodes, so you don't have to worry about a slip in quality. I still love the great sets and environments in this show. It's like the old Star Wars movies. It's a lived-in universe. Vic, Sophia and Oz all get big scenes in this episode, so it's probably the most even of all, and really reveals more about all of their characters. Vic runs back into Squid and works out an arrangement with him. Sophia is still hunting for Oz so she can punish him and get her shrooms back, and Oz is wheeling and dealing and doing his best to make his mother happy. Anyway, let's get stuck into the spoilers, and while we're waiting for that, tell me, who's your favourite character so far in the comments below? Episode 6 of The Penguin starts with Oswald's underground empire booming. They have a pretty nice setup in the subway, and they've cleared lines to all parts of the city for easy distribution. We even see that Vic has taken to carrying a pistol. They're having issues with electricity as it seems the city is rationing power and saving it all for the rich bastards. Oz is really starting to feel like Rex Calabrese, taking care of the little people. Sophia's shagging Dr. Rush with him being tied up. This is where I ask, how would this be received if the genders were reversed? A powerful man tying up a subordinate for their own sexual gratification? But enough about the Hollywood elite. Not a fan of that haircut. Looks like a female mullet. Sal Maroni is now living at the Falcone residence and cooking up some delicious with yogurt. Now they know Oz is dealing, but they want to find out where he is, so they have to keep an ear out. And they're going to punish anyone they see working with him. Oz is having difficulty keeping the power on at home too, with his generator playing up. Tell me someone wouldn't nick that or try to destroy it so they can get a good night's sleep. Ma has another episode and implies that Oz is his father and that he couldn't pay the bills, so she would go see Rex Calabrese. Wonder if she did any favours for him that resulted in young Oz arriving. But Vic makes the mistake of playing into her delusions by claiming that one of her sons has ducked into town to pay the bills, and it annoys Oz. Mum's gonna get herself into trouble. So Sal and Sophia are starting to string up bliss dealers and cut their pinkies off. Well, Oz decides that he's gonna give the bliss to everyone for free so that the Maroni/Gigante faction know that they're outnumbered. We're right on your doorstep. Vic goes out for petrol for the generator and runs into Squid, who bails him up asking where he's getting his money from and why no one's buying drops anymore. But Vic doesn't want to give anything away, so Squid keeps pressing him. And this is where he makes a big mistake. He threatens to go after Oswald's ma. Now he's in deep doo-doo. Sal and Sophia ransack Oz's place looking for a clue to someone he could talk to or contact. I did like the callback to the corny music and fireplace. Hey, I wouldn't mind either. Sophia also seems to pocket a cigar cutter. I see missing fingers in our future. Sal finds a photo frame and inquires about it, but Sophia says that they're his brothers who died young, and his mum is dead too. So he's lied to everyone about his mother. I guess that's why he drove the Volvo instead of the plum Maserati. Sophia, meanwhile, finds a pair of undies and a photo from Eve. So now she has a lead. The creepiest smile forms slowly on her face, reminding me of John Lovitz in The Wedding Singer. And I'm reaping all the benefits. Oz comes back to the hideout and finds Ma in the tub, having been stuck in there in the cold water. Geez, this scene breaks my heart. I dread having this kind of thing happen. The stuff of nightmares. Oh man, she asks Oz to euthanize her if her mind is too far gone. I can't handle this stuff. I remember watching a movie with Ray Romano in it called Paddleton, thinking it would be a funny comedy about two loser neighbours. But it ended up being about Ray having to help his mate get the stuff he needed to euthanize himself once he realised he had cancer. Not a good time. I'd like to think I could do it if required, but I'm not so sure. He then dresses her up and does her makeup because he's a good son. Vic returns and attempts to tell Oz he's got an issue with Squid, but he can tell Oz has too much on his mind already. He knows that Oz likes to be in control and his mother's medical condition is not something he can ever hope to control. So he says he'll take care of it himself. I did like how Oz takes the tool he was using to try to restore power to go restore power. Sophia's in town looking for Eve and just happens to bump into Roxy. It would be nice if they'd had some different extras, I've already seen enough of these two. Roxy will rat Eve out for a price. I guess the tin salmon isn't selling well. Oh wait, she was in camming, not canning. Oz goes and sees the councilman that he had the gambling debts on in the first episode, and grabs him by the septum with his pliers. He agrees to have power back to Crown Point by sunup. I love the little things in this show, like Oz yelling at him that he has plenty of room to get out of the parking space. It feels very natural. Vic meets up with Squid and tries to buy him off with a cash payment as a sign of respect. But Squid takes it as an insult and threatens to tell the other mobs where Oz is located. Great acting here from Vic. You can really see the facial expression turn from hope to despair. So Vic agrees to take Squid to see Oz, and then BLAM! Shoots him right in the neck, neutralising the threat. Personally, I would have taken him into one of the tunnels so less people will hear it, but this is Gotham City. Not hearing a gunshot would be suspicious. I love the gruesome bleeding and the struggling for breath. Because Squid is such a scumbag, you don't mind seeing it happen to him. Sophia pays a visit to Eve, and at first I was wondering why she's going places alone, but I guess she wants to be able to say things without her men hearing it. Like, she can tell these women that she's not the hangman, and that Oz has been lying to their faces, but not lose that mystique with her own men. She wants them to think she's a nutter. It keeps them in line. I guess Eve sees her situation as similar to Sophia's, both being used and abused by the men that they love, that they trusted. So she gives up Oswald's location. Damn, girl. Vic goes back to Oz just as Oz is loading the back of a ute with his big surprise for the gangs of Gotham. Oz can tell something's not right and consoles Vic and gives him advice on how to proceed after murdering a guy. I really liked his line about "meet me here" when he wants him to look him in the eye. Really shows a compassionate side, like he's taking him under his wing like a little brother. Man, such a great scene at the Gold Summit with great dialogue and great delivery. Oz gets all the gang leaders together and convinces them that if they all team up, they can run their city. He likens them to the politicians who hate each other but work together because they know they won't achieve anything on their own. It's better to work with someone who hates you than it is to work for someone who doesn't even know your name. I love the wry smile Pengy gives as he takes his first sip of beer at the Gold Summit. Oh no, Vic must have not taken Oz's advice to get rid of his clothes, as he's noticed a blood stain on his shoe and is trying to wipe it off with his sleeve. Power comes back on, and as the record player starts back up, Ma Cobb wants to dance. It's the happiest she's been in weeks, the Ford here. Meanwhile, there's a bump downstairs. Vic notices but pays no heed and dances with Ma, telling her that Oz did it for her. So when Sophia is shown having broken into the apartment and hearing Ma say her boy Oswald did it, she knows she's got the right place, and that Oz lied about his mother being dead. Of course, it's very lucky that she decided to break into that apartment at that time, and not work her way up and down the street and the different floors of the building. But I'll let it go. We end the episode with a little ditty by Chris Isaak. I'm back up to an 8 out of 10 for episode 6 of The Penguin. We get some great scenes with great dialogue and great acting. A lot of setups with some very juicy payoffs. Sal Maroni now working with the Gigantes is going to be interesting. I can see a power struggle there. Which one of them will get to kill Oz? I enjoyed seeing Vic move further and further into the underworld with his first murder. It's surprising because lately shows have introduced a character that you know the best way to deal with them is to kill them now, but they refuse to do it. So it was refreshing to see a character take the smart path. I appreciate that this show doesn't have to make people stupid or incompetent to have the plot play out the way they want to. Each character is given a proper motivation to perform the actions they do. The show doesn't force someone to do something ridiculous, thereby making them seem less threatening. Saying that, I would prefer it if Sophia had some backup. It just seems a little risky to go out alone like that. Only 2 more episodes to go, but at least I'm finally up to date with my reviews. Hallelujah! I was watching the episodes as they came out, but I just had too much on my plate to cover them while working. So chuck us a thumbs up for finally getting my homework done. Looking forward to tonight's episode. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. I release reviews occasionally when time allows, and a thumbs up would be a big motivator for further reviews. If you didn't like it, feel free to leave a thumbs down and let me know how I can improve in the comments below. Anyway, I'm Mixie, thanks for your time, and have a good one.